Thank you for doing this with me. It's an honor, and I'm really touched to have you as a guest and as a friend today. Okay, so to begin the discussion, いつもですね.
Yeah.
Have you ever wondered about why does this world needs to be governed by laws or rules? Like why do they exist in the first place?
Because if we don't have rules, it's gonna be chaos. There will be wars or conflicts between people, and it's gonna be dangerous. Yeah, that's it.
So, 頭がいいですね. So,
And
right, because we are following a standardized law so that the human race can be more ethical, can practice the right ethics in any aspect of life, right? Hence, since ethics are ideally encouraged to be practiced in any religion, we surely need a clear guideline of what makes an action ethical or not, right? So before I'm sharing with you about my guideline, which is Islam, it would be wonderful if you could share a bit of what your religion thinks or what you personally think about ethics. Really, what do ka?
in Japan, at elementary school, we learn about moral, in the story in a social society, and yeah.
はい、わかりました。So for me, in terms of my religion, Islam, ethics is also mentioned as one of the major themes emphasized in the Quran, which is our scripture. And it is our guideline as in how do we measure the purity of our actions. Actually, there are so many branches to it, but for today, let's just go with 3 components first. Like what I shared with you previously, ethics exist in all forms of life affairs, right? And one of them is in our social structure itself. So in Islam, it is a must to practice brotherhood and sisterhood among each other. There is actually a saying from our Prophet Muhammad himself that said, "None of you will believe until you love for your brother what you love for yourself." Meaning that it is important to be empathetic towards our brothers and sisters in Islam and even to other people who doesn't share the same religion as us, because being gentle is the key in resolving conflicts, building relationships, solving problems. Because being kind and gentle is always ethical in most circumstances, right? And there are also verses in the Quran that support this statement. Hold on, let me give you like a chat box so that you can refer to them. So there's like I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, but we'll go through them one by one. 心配しないで.
Quran.
So yes, Quran. Quran is our scripture. Scripture は日本語で何ですか?
なんとなくわかった。Okay.
Alright. So other than that, when we speak about brotherhood, equality must be in the picture as well, right? Because we can't picture peace here without fairness. 平等ですか?
平等、equality.
Yeah. So the same thing applies to social structure when we can't picture brotherhood without equality. So there is a verse in the Quran, I think the second one, that speaks about how God in our religion is Allah mentioned that we are created in different genders, nations, tribes, but there is no race that is superior to another, and God knows best. Hence, we are created not to be divided, but to love one another and learn from each other in simple terms. Okay. Okay, so moving on to the second aspect, which is business. I'm going to make it simple and I'm going to explain about 2 components in business in Islam, which are interest and honesty.
金利。
So actually in the Quran, the kinri itself, or the interest, are considered as a form of oppression, violence or
Violence.
oppression.
暴力とか抑圧かな。
暴力ですね。
暴力。
そう、権利は暴力です。
暴力。
So, in Islam, because you cannot take advantage over someone else's needs on financial aid. And second point is when we're doing business, we always have to do it justly, meaning with mutual consent, no forcement, and no underlying misleading information, as clarity is crucial as depicted in the verse right here. So, and lastly, we have ethics in education. In 교육, I want to ask you a simple question about this. Are you aware that today's education revolves around the pressure of being good at memorization, grades, and perfection instead of actually implementing the knowledge or the input that we already have within ourselves?
Japanese education system focuses on memorizing. It's not good. Japanese students. Japanese university students and high school students is not good at speaking own opinions. They are not good at come up with original ideas or thoughts.
でも、和弘さんは頭いいですけど。
Yeah, I'm better at saying my opinion.
Okay, so you agree to it to some extent, right? About most education focusing on memorization instead of, like what you said just now, coming up with original ideas or just implement the knowledge within their character or behavior. So this Alright, so well, in Islam, the level of maturity and intellect is based on a person's behavior, character. Like the knowledge itself is being portrayed by how he or she actually present themselves in their daily life, whether it is 仕事とか友達とか家族とか at any time and at anywhere, not just in professional settings like presentation to conference to, because Islam is a comprehensive religion. Therefore, it is more than just pray 5 times a day or fasting or go to pilgrimage, but it is holistically comprehensive. But of course, in today's society, most Muslims also lacking in so many ways to practice it holistically. But of course, one step at a time, right? So, yeah. And that concludes my 3 points about ethics in Islamic point of view today. Hi, Hazuko. Bye-bye. Mata ne.
Nice. See you.
So I chose 3 points that relates to the category of al-daruriyah in the Maqasid Sharia, which is first, ethics in social structure, which seeks to protect family, lineage, progeny, or al-nasl. And the second one, which is ethics in business, which seeks to protect wealth and property. Lastly, the third one, which is ethics in education, which seeks to protect intellect or reason, al-aql, and the religion, al-din. So the 5 techniques that I've used in the virtual Dakwah is, first, try to be as gentle and as calm as possible. Try not to overly react or be natural with whatever they said or responded with my questions. And the second one is, I tried to make my content focusing on the major context as much as possible instead of focusing on the rulings. And the third one is, I'm trying to make the da'wah as personal as possible and trying to be considerate towards my guest by asking them a lot of personal questions and their views about ethics. And the fourth one is I established logic in my questions and in my content. For example, have you ever wondered why does this world needs to be governed by rules? And the general answer would be to guide our actions or to be more ethical in any aspect of life, right? And the fifth one is I did not use any jargons or minimizing jargons as much as possible so that the content will not sound intimidating to them. And to conclude, Islam is a lot more than just a form of worship and a religion of rules, because Islam is a way of life and it's a way of mindset. And I hope that my delivery has successfully portrayed one of the major contexts in the Quran itself, which is ethics, successfully. And may Allah SWT bless our actions and our effort in spreading Islam to the entire world. Assalamualaikum. Thank you.